and no microphone.
I forgot it again. I brought all the other props, and I forgot the microphone, but it's just a prop anyways.
Yeah, we don't need it. I'm kind of loud anyway.
So we can always hear. I'm Bobby.
I'm Susie.
And we are here today to do a little special session about, it's the month of October and it's Halloween, so we wanted to talk about the veil is thinning in October.
Yes.
It's easier to connect with spirits, and we want to talk about like all the just different ways and I guess I don't want to call them machine tools that people
How about
have.
toys?
Or toys.
Toys.
That people have to communicate. So, but before you do any of that, or we do any of that, we first need to protect ourselves.
Yeah. Yes. So my home is heavily protected against negative, dense, low-level energies. So in order for me to allow anyone in, even high vibrational energies, actually, for anyone to come in, I have to give them permission to come in. So, you ready? I am opening up my house to any beings of love and light that wish to come and interact with us for the next hour. We welcome all disincarnated souls that want to stop in and say, hey, and you've got about an hour starting now.
Got it? And one of the other things we do after we bless the house, we want to bless the whole house, underneath the house, on top, and you want to purify it. So a lot of people use sage for purification, but some people find that sage is an overpowering smell. So there's also Palo Santo wood, which is a very sacred wood. And then you can use Florida water and other things, but we're going to just light some Palo Santo wood.
If Bobby can push the
If I
button.
can push the button.
You want, here, I'll push the button. And
I do work out on a daily basis. Here we go. I'm just going to light some wood. And you just kind of got to take that smoke and just put it around your cells and around the whole area to bless that area. But you have to have that intention that you're blessing the area.
Yes, and you can walk around your whole house, go from room to room to room if you choose, or you can just do one room or even one space.
Yep. You know, and if you're certified in a certain energy healing work, people have symbols that they also use.
Yeah.
You know, like in Reiki, we use the power symbol, and we just kind of bless, and we use the power symbol and bless the whole area to protect it. So we're very excited to do this episode. So do you want to start us off?
Yes. So I have cheat sheet notes right here, and I have my cheater glasses, so I'm going to put them on. Because when you reach a certain age, your eyes change.
Yes.
Okay. So October has a bunch of different holidays or celebrations, if you will, that incorporate the dead. So Halloween is one of them. We all know Halloween. It's also called or pronounced Samhain, and I have to look at the phonics spelling of it. Otherwise, I always pronounce it wrong.
I used to pronounce it just like it looks.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that's not how you say it.
That's not how you say it. Yeah, it's not Sahim, it's Samhain.
Yes.
So we've got Halloween or Samhain.
And that, it's just for people who don't know, that is an actual Celtic holiday celebration.
Yeah, it marks, it's a cross-quarter day, the day that marks the midpoint of the season, and it is a Celtic pagan celebration.
Yeah. It's like it's the harvest time.
Yeah. So if you're celebrating Samhain, I had to look again. If you're celebrating Samhain, you're celebrating the harvest.
Yeah.
You're celebrating Halloween, you're celebrating tricks and treats and candies.
Yeah, the American holiday.
Yeah, we've sweetened it up a little bit. Yeah, with candy. I like candy.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we've got the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos. That is in Mexico. That is a multi-day festival that's celebrated every year from October 31st to November 2nd, and it commemorates friends and family that have died. And for those of you that want to look this up, there are some really cool videos that you can find on YouTube that talk about the Day of the Dead.
And people always think it's a negative thing. Like my shirt I have on is in honor of the Day of the Dead, and it's we make it something like negative, and it's not. In Mexico, they celebrate the passing of their loved ones, and that's why they dress up with these amazing headbands and make their face into skeletons, because it's a celebration of that person's life when they were on Earth.
Yeah. So if you want to learn more about that, also Disney has a great, cute little animated movie called Soul. Adorable movie that will help to give you some insights on what this holiday is all about. Very cool. Okay, and then we have All Saints Day. That's November 1st. It's also known as All Hallows Day, Hallow Mass. Saints have historically been known as Hallows. Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I learned a lot today.
And it's also called the Fest of All Saints. It's a Christian celebration to honor all known and unknown saints and martyrs. So, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah. And then we've got All Souls Day. That's November 2nd. And this coincides with the ancient Celtic seasonal festival to mark the end of the harvest and to remember the dead, known as, I gotta go and peek again, Samhain. I keep looking at that because it doesn't look right. And this is celebrated from sunset October 31st through sunset on November 1st. Yeah. So those are some really important dates depending on the culture that you're interacting with. You know, so you may not celebrate All Souls Day or All Saints Day or these kinds of dates, but be respectful of the people that do, because they may not be celebrating Halloween the same way you do.
I mean,
So
like that, there's a huge for the Day of the Dead. It's a huge celebration in Mexico.
Gosh, it
I mean,
is.
Parades and everything. It's just
I would
amazing.
love to go there sometime for that. I think that would be amazing.
I think so too.
Amazing. So yeah, just be kind to anyone who has a different belief system than you do, so that you be respectful of the holidays or the celebrations that they partake in, and hopefully they will reciprocate and be kind to you.
Exactly. We all have to be respectful of
Exactly.
each other and what we celebrate. But so again, one of the coolest things is in October, the veil is the thinnest, and it's easier to speak with past loved ones and other spirits. So what we thought we would do is just show you some of the most commonly used pieces of toys or equipment that people use, because you know they sometimes they get used as toys.
Yeah, I call them toys. They're fun.
They're fun. We're not professional ghost hunters, so
I mean we could be, but
but we just have fun with them, and you know we get together. It's been a while since we did that, but we got together at a friend's house, and we did the Ouija board first, and then we went into the basement and we used the EVP. I think.
oh yeah, we played with a lot of these toys.
We used the EMF finder. So we're gonna just kind of show you some of these. We're not gonna like actually turn them all on and do everything, but here's some of the common things that people use. So the first thing is the EVP recorder, which is the electronic voice phenomena. So that's
sorry. That's what it reminds me of. Phenomena. Y'all gonna be singing that now.
So you have to put, in order to record this, you got to put a little, is this the one? No, I think it's that one. All right, so this you can record voices and play them back. And some believe that the EVPs are the voices of spirits and entities from the other side trying to come through. So you just keep the recording on as you walk through your investigation, whether it's in your house or someone else's house. Talk to them, set your intention, and I guess I want to back up for a second. You should be very respectful when you're using these things.
Yes.
The spirits, and
yes.
because they don't like to be laughed at.
No.
And you know, you want to ask them clear, concise questions and be respectful and ask if anyone's willing to come through and talk to you.
Yeah, because they may be dead, but they're human beings without bodies.
Yeah,
so if you think about a spirit or a ghost in that way, it's a person without a body. Okay? So that might make it a little easier to be respectful to them.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't tell your grandma, yo, grandma, bet. You know, you wouldn't talk that way to your grandma. So
I was waiting for you to say it.
I was so close. So talk with a kindness, talk with love, talk with appreciation.
And if you're at your own house or wherever, and if there is a specific spirit you want to contact, you call them by name and ask them if they'll come forward. They may or may not. But you also have to be careful that other ones will come through. They may say who you want them to be, and they're not.
They could be tricksters out there.
There are trickster spirits out there. So, but who did we? I always forget the cowboy that we. Corbin.
So
at our friend's house, when we were in the basement. Gosh, this has to be 2-3 years ago now.
Oh, it was more than that. It was like
4, maybe
4 or 5.
We
It was a while ago.
took the information, all this equipment down there, and Susie has a great ability to contact past spirits. And Corbin, a cowboy, came through, and boy, he's just the nice, gentlest soul.
Oh my God, he's.
So
If
fun.
he was in flesh, he'd be a cutie patootie. Let me tell you.
I think we all be
Just
like, "Are you single?"
yeah, exactly. He was really a sweet soul.
He really, really was. And he died on that property at some point. And so a lot of times, when they die unexpectedly on a property or anywhere, they don't depart right away. They're stuck there because they're confused a little.
Right.
Or
And
just
sometimes,
attached.
yeah, sometimes they just want to stay. They're having fun.
Yeah.
They don't
Sometimes
want
they want to scare you too.
Sometimes they want to scare you. Exactly.
So this is a great little piece of equipment. People argue that, it's just regular noise, but you hear what you want to hear out of it. And if you can pick up anything talking, it's great to use. It's a little nice recorder.
That's
so
cool.
that's that.
Mm-hmm.
We have the S-Box, which I love this. It's a ghost scanner. I'll turn it on. It makes a lot of noise. And it utilizes radio frequencies. So you use the white noise from the FM and AM channels, whichever one you want to use. And as you talk to the spirits, it will go through the channels, and you will hear them. You may hear them kind of come through the radio waves and making comments back to you.
Yeah.
So,
is anybody here? Does anyone want to talk to us? Hello, my loves. Are you here?
I'm going through the channels.
Yep. Anyone here? Now, I'm not feeling anybody come in, so when a spirit or an entity comes in, I usually feel it somewhere on my body, and I'm not sensing anything
I
that
think
way.
it knows that we're just doing a show.
Yeah.
We're not coming through, but we may have luck with some of the other things. So that's the S-Box. Again, it uses radio frequency, radio waves to them to communicate. I've actually had this done in my home. I had one of my Reiki masters came to my house. He had a Green Bay ghost hunting company, and I actually had spirit in my bedroom.
Yeah, was that your mom or Joanne?
No, this
somebody
was
else.
not a good one. So I had some in the basement, but my Reiki room was all set up. So he's like, "There's good ones down there." So we went up to my bedroom because I had always felt something sometimes when I was sleeping coming up the stairs.
Oh yeah, I remember
this.
That? I do.
And it kind of scared me. So it was a service that they took donations, and so they came in. It was like 5 or 6 of them. They set up all their equipment, way more professional than this stuff.
They have equipment. We have
toys.
toys.
We have toys. And they came in, and we finally up in the bedroom was where he wasn't an evil spirit, but he had died on that property, and he didn't want me there.
Oh, you're like a cranky old man.
Yep. And so this is what we'll talk about the dowsing rods in a minute, because they were showing me how to use the dowsing rods, and I had one in each hand, and they were using the S-Box, a nicer one.
A nicer one. Yeah.
They were coming through, and he was talking to him and making messages, and he told him that he needed to leave, and it came through his channel, just laughed. Just laughed. And then all of a sudden, I can't remember what Casey asked them, but my dowsing rods went like this. And I had a friend over here and a friend over here, and they both immediately got sick. Like their stomachs just got queasy. So that was really interesting. But we got them out. We got them, to go into the light, as we say, and it was fine. But then there was also an older lady that was at my house.
Okay.
Sitting on my stairs, and it was one of my other friends could see her. And she asked if she was attached to the house, and she said, "No, I'm attached." She was attached to my cat.
To the cat. I remember that one, attached to the cat.
Yeah, that's a long story, so I'm not going to get into that, but she was there looking over my cat. She was very happy with how I was taking care of her. And then when my cat would end up being, leaving this earth, she would be going with the cat. So she did.
There you go.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Your cat had a taker care.
Take her care. Which was its
Fancy
owner
words.
in a previously had been
Yeah.
owner before she died. So that was really cool.
That is cool.
All right, the next thing we have is an EMF meter, which is electromagnetic field meter. So you just turn it on.
Oh, those are cool.
Those are cool. Well, you have to make sure, though, because they pick up a lot of, if you're by a microwave or electrical outlet, it's going to pick up that, and you may think, because if it's green, it's all good, but if it goes over here to the red, that could mean there's, energy and spirit, but it can also mean you're just buying a microwave or something else.
Something like that, exactly.
So, so people use this a lot in paranormal investigations to try, like they'll use all these 3 things that we just talked about in conjunction with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you could have 3 people, each one holding a different thing, you know, depending on how many people you have, everybody could have their own toy.
Yeah, their own toy.
Their own toy,
so,
yeah.
And some of the other things, we'll talk about the dowsing rods in a second because that's commonly used as well. But some of the new things that we learned when we were researching this is spirit candles.
Oh, yes. That's a cat toy.
So,
okay.
Yes.
So you talk about spirit candles first.
Okay, so the spirit candle is kind of just like these, you know, everyone sees these electronic candles now, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, they have to worry about a fire, especially if you got animals around. But you turn it on the on position. And there's special ones, and it's ghosthunters.com is where I found this information. Mm-hmm. They're expensive, but you turn it, you know, you have it, and you don't have it on. And if you're trying to connect with spirits or you're doing any kind of thing, it'll flicker and come on all by itself.
Wouldn't that be cool? If you're going to bed at night and all of a sudden your ghost candle comes on and you get a flicker.
I think
that would be cool.
That would be amazing.
And like Bobby said, the ghost candles are expensive. So if you want an inexpensive alternative, I'm going to reach over here. I heard about these little guys. So this is actually a lighted cat ball. So right now I have it on, off, on. Woo! Hello. But this thing will go off all on its own. So it'll shut off but still be in the on position. And the same kind of principle is if a ghost or a spirit comes in, they could tap it, and the cat ball will light up all on its own.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Do you have it go off a lot? Or?
No, not in my house anyway.
Okay.
Because
that's a good thing.
There's a lot of protection in my house. So we're gonna just let that one sit here and see what happens once that turns off.
You never know what we're gonna get because we're gonna kind of use some of this stuff a little. Another thing that we learned about was called a dead bell. So I don't have a bell, but you know those old time, you know, silver bells or copper bells you put on a counter and
like when you go to the hotel and you're like ding 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 ding.
They have them at the dollar store. I have to laugh. Like if they're not at the register, they'll put the bell
ring for service, ding ding
so
ding.
They have those and they put them like on a wooden box or wherever you want. And again, same concept. If there's a spirit around, they know you can direct them to tap that bell to let you know that they're there. Yeah,
it's like. Service, please.
Yeah, I want to talk to someone. We're here. You called us.
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters. So, another one which is very inexpensive as well, and you can buy them pretty much anywhere, is a pendulum.
Yes. So I'm gonna move this out of the way.
Yeah. So a pendulum, and Susie's very familiar with this. A pendulum can be used. We use it kind of in conjunction with astrology. Mm-hmm. So we have an astrology board, and we have stones around it for protection, but these can be, again, Amazon, local store, things like that.
Exactly.
And so they have like a yes, no, and a maybe all around them. So when you ask questions of spirit, you want to ask them, you know, which ways no, yes, maybe, and then they will answer your questions.
Right. And the cool thing is when you get good at using a pendulum.
You don't even need the board.
You don't even need the board, but you do have to cleanse and program your pendulum to make sure that it only answers for the beings that you're talking to. So like mine are programmed to only answer for my higher self or my spirit team, and every time I pick it up to use it, I set that intention every time. You are only allowed to answer for whomever I want it to answer.
And that's an important thing that we've talked about a few times, but intention is key in everything that you're doing in the spiritual world.
Yeah, may I play with your pendulum for a minute?
Play with my
Okay, so this is Bobby's pendulum. So I have my own pendulum, so for me it's starting to swing right away. So hello, beautiful. Will you please show me what a yes is? Right. So it's going back and forth. So could you please show me what a no is? There we go. It's going that way. Yeah. So you want to do this every time because your motion could be different than my motion. My girlfriend has a swing one way for a yes and a swing another way for a no. And could you show me what my transition point is, or ask another question, or that was a dumb question, or any of those? Yeah, it just usually goes in a circle for that. And I have set an intention for me that when I'm asking questions, it always reverts back to this I don't know what to call it, this transitional point.
The transitional
Yeah,
point,
so it'll go in a circle until I ask a
neutral
new
point
question.
almost.
A neutral point.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a neutral point. So these are really, really cool. But again, you've got to program them and you've got to cleanse them.
Especially after using them, definitely cleanse them. And
Yes.
one of the things that a good way to cleanse, selenite.
Yes, I
Selenite
love
is
selenite.
a very powerful crystal, and I use it to cleanse all my other crystals and to
Yeah.
cleanse I have a big, huge selenite stick at home, and I use that to cleanse and all the areas.
Yeah, I have a selenite bowl that my pendulum sits in all the time when I'm not using it.
Yeah, that's
So
yeah. I
love
have like
the pendulum.
a selenite heart. Someone got me with a
Oh,
little cat
yes.
engraved on it, and I set it on there.
Yes,
Like, it's
yes.
so cute. So,
Love that.
so pendulums are really another, you know, a non-expensive way
Yes.
to dabble if you just want to check all this stuff out and have some fun with it. So
Exactly.
again, the big thing with using a pendulum, like any of these other things, is you want to prepare your pendulum. So you want to make sure that you set your attention, that you cleansed your pendulum, set the environment. You want to have a nice, calm, quiet environment that you're inviting them into. The way you hold the pendulum, so we didn't talk about that, is very, like, if you're holding it too tight, if you're holding it like here on the chain, you're going to make it swing the way you want to make it swing.
Right.
You want to hold it up at the tip, right up here, and make sure it's like that.
Yep. And then one more thing that I learned not that long ago, because I've always held it up at the top, but I've just recently learned some people actually hold it down here, but you can't leave this little tail there.
Right.
So if you're going to hold that down, you've got to pick up that tail and kind of tuck it up,
Tuck it in.
so that you're only holding it. So I can't even get it because I'm so used to it the other way. So you got to get those tails up. So, you know, like Bobby and I are both saying, hold it up at the top,
Especially
hold
when
it
you're
lightly.
first starting, right?
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're manipulating the way you want it to go.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
you don't want to do that. You just want to let it swing all on its own and hold your hand as still as you can.
And the questions you want to ask, like she did, simple questions. Which way is yes? Which way is no?
Yeah.
You know, so that when you start asking, and you want to start out asking yes and no questions.
Yeah.
And you can move to more complicated questions, but yes, no, maybe is kind of, when you're using it with the pendulum, is what they're going to answer.
Right. So here, let me ask this guy a question, or this beautiful girl. Do you belong to Bobby? That's a yes. Thank you so much, baby. And thank them. This is an energetic being, so it has feelings just like you do. You can ask it how you like to be cleansed. Do you like to be cleansed with selenite? She said yes. Do you like to be cleansed in the moonlight? Do you like moonlight?
She's going back to neutral.
She's kind of neutral. She's
She's like, I'm just so used to the selenite.
yeah. Okay, we got it. Yeah. She had to think about it.
She had to think about it.
So just simple yes and no questions.
Yeah, so like I said, be respectful, and then make sure you close your session and kind of disconnect yourself from what you're doing.
Yeah.
And let that spirit go back to where it needs to go.
Yeah, I usually say thank you so much, and that pretty much ends it for me when I'm done.
Yeah, it's not like a big formal process. Just
Yeah,
be
just
respectful
thank you
and
so
end
much for your time. I appreciate you. Love you tons. Bye-bye.
it.
That's kind of how I end
We have
mine.
to move back here a little because we have the dowsing rod.
Okay, I'm going to move this if we're done with it.
Yep, we're done with that. So the dowsing rods are believed to be powerful tools for connecting with spiritual energies. So they go back years in history,
Oh
into the
my
witching
gosh.
years. So
Yes.
the way you hold them, so you kind of have to have them up like this and hold them down. And just like Susie said, so you have your thumbs here, and you make sure your forefinger is on there as well. And then you ask them, and I don't know if we're going to get anyone to come through because we're just doing this for demo. Show me which way is no. Which way is no? We're going to get anything. Show me which way is yes. It's going together.
Just thinking about it.
Oops. So yes is together. So when you ask questions, when you determine which way is yes and which way is no, when you ask a question, it's going to either go, mine will go in for yes and out for no. How would you like to try?
I have not been super successful with dowsing rods.
I've used them for distance pet Reiki before. When
All
there's
right,
a
let me
spirit
make sure I'm not touching anything I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, you definitely need to make sure you're below there. And the thumbs and the forefinger need to be there.
There we go. Do I got it? Am I holding it right?
Yeah.
Hi, baby. Am I holding you right? Okay.
Now up a little so that so that they're kind of dipped down.
Kind of dip down like
There you
that.
go. Yep.
And see, that could be half of my problem right there, is I don't know how to hold them.
I was watching videos on these.
Okay.
So, and I have a whole booklet on it. But yeah, you kind of have to have them up so the energy actually goes that way.
Could you show me what no would look like for me, please? What does a no look like for me? What does a no look like for me? Is that a no? Try not to laugh.
I know.
Okay, what about a yes? Could you show me what a yes would look like for me?
It's going to be the same as mine.
What does a yes look like for me?
Kind of the same.
What does a yes look like? Oh, you're getting nice and close.
Yeah,
There we
the
go.
same thing.
Oh, thank you so much. Let's see. Do you belong to me? Are you mine? Do you belong to me?
Okay, make sure you keep them
Right there. Do I got it right? Okay. Do you belong to me? That looks like you're telling me no.
It went back because it kind of went back.
Because it kind of went back. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you belong to Bobby? Does Bobby belong to you? Do you belong to Bobby? Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the
thank
thing
you,
with
baby.
the rods is, again, set your intention. Be very clear. If you're holding the rods, you're like, whatever. It's not going to work.
Right.
It's not going to do anything. If you think it's a big joke. Practice the calibration like we were, like, because it's really, like, if you are holding them the wrong way, you're not going to get anything, or you're going to get false information.
Right.
It's really hard, like, just, like, they got to be kind of pointing down, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So, because if you got them like this, well, this is what happens.
Yeah, and I've always thought they had to be like parallel.
Yeah, and I did, until I got them and I started practicing, and YouTube has a wealth of information, and lots of people who practice this on a regular basis and do videos to show people how to use them correctly.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert at it because I don't use them all the time, but when I've got sometimes important decisions we're trying to make, I go down and I ask. So
Yeah.
like that. So I love it. Move slowly. This is not a process you want to hurry through because, again, they're going to go all over the place and you're not going to get the right answer.
Right.
Make sure you have the proper grip and the proper posture. That's key to these. So, holding the dowsing rounds between your thumb and your forefinger, and having that nice, if you have too tight of a grip, it's
like
not
this.
going to work. Yeah.
And then you want to make sure you're not inhibiting this thing on
Inhibiting
the
on the
bottom.
bottom,
So
yes.
I noticed for me, I was kind of inhibiting it, so I had to like shift my hand up a little bit.
Because if you're too tight, then it's not going to move at all. And if you're holding something that's supposed to be moving, right?
Right.
It's not going to move it either. So those dowsing rods, again, have been used the nice ones are made of copper or brass.
And yes, you can find water if you set the intention with it.
You can, right? Like, they've been used for, people are using them for the spiritual purpose, but they've been used for so many other things, for so many centuries.
We could go looking for gold.
Oh my God.
Oh my
We'll
God.
be right back.
We'll be right back. Actually, I'd rather go look for crystals.
Yeah, me too. Gold is overrated. All right, so we saved, we only went through a couple, but we saved the best for last.
Yeah, so I'm going to move some stuff out of the way while you talk.
This particular toy or tool scares a lot of people, and they think it's evil. And it's not evil. It's actually meant for good intention. And it's the Ouija board.
Yes.
It is actually a great tool to contact the people from beyond. So we want to make sure you can see it. Okay, so up here we have our yes, our no. We have goodbye, which is very important when you're ending a session to say goodbye.
Right.
And then we have all the letters, which is how they will communicate through this little box. All right, I forgot what we call these.
I call it a doodaddy.
A doodaddy, okay. There's an official name for it. But everyone does it different. I read, and what I do is, and I store this separate from my Ouija board underneath the box in a little case. Because they say that you shouldn't have it right on there all the time. So I store it separate. When you are not using it, if you have it out, let's say you have people over and all of a sudden you take a break, you want to turn it upside down on the board.
Yeah, because that tells it you're not communicating at the moment.
You're kind of taking a break. You're done.
Yeah. We're putting a pause on it or closing it out.
So otherwise, you kind of center it on the board. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, sorry, you center it on the board. Okay, so it's like kind of neutral position. You want to warm it up first a little bit. So whoever, you want to hold this very lightly with your fingers. Whoever is going to participate, and again, this only works if everyone doing the board believes in what you're doing and you have clear intention of what you want to do.
It's pretty dang cool because the first time I used it was with Bobby and some girlfriends, and our friend Joanne came through, remember?
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Because Joanne is actually the one that showed, I started doing the board with for a long time. Yeah. So, again, we touch lightly with our fingers, and we just want to warm it up first. So we are actually going to move it ourselves. Okay, we're going to warm it up. You do like a figure 8 and warm it up. And then you set it back into that neutral position in the middle of the board. Okay? So, let's put it neutral. Now, I don't know if we're going to get anyone because it knows we're doing a little broadcast. But you never know. So, we're going to set the intention that I would like whoever is around here that could come through. Susie has given you permission for the next hour. Are there any spirits here today? Yes or no?
It's okay, you have permission. I
Like
feel like there's a little hesitation.
I know, like she yells at us all the time, usually. Yeah. She won't yell at you today.
I won't yell, I promise. You're welcome.
And we're not moving this at all ourselves. Our fingers are very, very,
very lightly touching.
Look at that. Yes. Thank you very much.
Now, did you notice the hesitation? Probably because I have so much protection around the house. It's okay, you're fine. I promise.
We're going to put you back to center. Can you spell your name? Do you have a name? Yes or no? And you can see my arms are like this because we're not it's just going on its own. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then when you use the board, they automatically know to go back to neutral.
They do. So. Yeah, my fingers are barely touching.
Yeah, mine are. Can you spell initials of your name? Would you please spell initials? You have to be very clear, so sometimes we forget that. Would you please give us initials of your name? Do that, and that's okay. You have to be very respectful if they don't want to answer a question.
Yes, sweetie pie, could we please have the initial of your first name? Would that be okay? I feel movement.
No, that's okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How many spirits are here with us right now? Can you give us a number?
I think we're going to come right off the Ouija board.
All right, let's see where you kind of got. We're almost off the Ouija board. Still going. Number, please. Thank you.
Are we at like 5?
5.
Are you my spirit team?
I love it.
As soon as they said 5,
it just went right there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got some good spirits in here.
We got some good juju.
But it was interesting how they were so very hesitant.
They were very hesitant.
More than that, it might be somebody trying to come through, but your spirit team is definitely here, and I love that.
Yeah, so. My spirit team is definitely here. You guys are always with me, right? They're like, I'm not sure we're going to answer that question.
We just wanted to do this for demonstration. So when you're done with this, we thank the spirits for taking the time to communicate with us, and then we ourselves take it and we go to goodbye.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they'll do it all on their own. If you're in the middle of a session, and sometimes they will just go to goodbye automatically.
Yeah, when they're done, because it can be very exhausting for them to come through into our energetic frequency, because they're living at the 4th frequency or the 5th frequency or the 10th frequency, so they're vibing up here, and we're sitting down here in the third frequency, so it can take a lot of energy to come down to this 3rd frequency.
Yeah. So this was just like a mini demo, but again, set your intention. Everyone, when you sit down, you also want a lot of times to protect the board. So we'll do crystals around the board. I do salt around the board a lot of times to protect. I will say a prayer. So I'll have everyone gather hands, and we just say a prayer that only the positive spirits are able to come through.
Right.
And then we ask for protection, and then we ask for good communication. And just like with the dowsing rods, be very simple and specific in your questions at first.
Yeah.
A yes or no questions, initials to your name. Are you willing to answer questions? Things like that to get them.
Right.
Because if you haven't never done this before, they may be very hesitant to want to come through.
Yeah. Well, and you guys very clearly saw they were hesitant to come through right at the beginning because I just don't allow a lot of that in my home. So.
Yep. So we thank Susie for allowing us to do that today.
Thank you all for coming in and being sweet and kind, and I released you back to whatever you were doing, and we're going to go ahead and close up my space again back to my normal rules.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So like she just did, even before, have ground rules.
Oh, I have ground rules.
So those are just like, I don't know, we just wanted to pop on and just go through some of the common toys or, tools, depending where people are at, that novices like us just, we use, during this time of the month. And I mean, I use them all year long.
All year long, but especially going into October. And, there's a lot of scare tactics around Halloween or All Saints Day, all of these, talking to the dead in general. There's a lot of horror movies out there that make you think that all of these beings from the other frequencies are evil or bad or demonic, and that is just not the case. Are there some that are very dense, low frequency beings? Yes. Are there some that are very high vibrational frequencies? Yes, there are. So you need to put those protections in place, and you need to know who you're talking to. But the other thing you need to know is that you're in charge of who you allow into your space, because your energetic zone, your auric field, is sacred space. So your space is controlled by you. And you alone have the authority and the ability to allow or not allow anyone into your energetic space. Yeah. And that's really important to know.
Yes, we've run into people, or had clients that are being manipulated by spirits, and like Susie said, Susie sets office hours. Is that what
I do?
I love it. You can tell them, you can contact me during this time. And a lot of mediums and psychics out there have those office hours. The ones that have spirits that communicate, because they'll interrupt your sleep at night.
Oh, yes, they will. Yes, they will.
Because they're excited, right?
Yeah.
And when they finally know that you can hear them, because some of them just want to come through and pass a message along to the loved one.
Think of it as a light on. So if most people walk around and their light is not on, and when your light comes on, the spirit world can see your light. So they're going to come and say, hey, if your light is on. And if you know that you have the authority and the power to control your space, they're going to respect that. And if you don't know that, some of them are not going to be very respectful.
Right, exactly. And like I said, it doesn't help that there's, the Ouija board movie that's out there.
Yeah, all of those horror movies out there.
About, using all these spiritual things and how they go wrong. And yes, things can go wrong. You can, like I said, we have tricksters.
We do have tricksters
that can come through that are, maybe not happy spirits. But
exactly. But if someone comes in and you don't want them in, you have to know that you can tell them to go away, and then you have to tell them to go away. It's super simple.
Yeah. So, when Joanne was alive, we did the Ouija board on Halloween night. And we were at her house, and yeah, we got some tricksters that tried to come through, and you can feel that negative energy. And we immediately banished them, and then we said goodbye to the board, and we were like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
But
no.
No.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for tricksters, and I don't have the temperament for tricksters.
Susie doesn't say it as nice as we do. She just tells them to get the hell out.
I do, and I have, shadow people are real.
Yes.
And when they come in, if they try to, I just simply tell them to go away. And it's the authority in your voice and the authority in your energetic field that will make them listen to you. So you've got to mean it when you say it.
So, yeah, when we say set your intention, it's not like, oh, evil spirit, please go away.
Oh, no. It's like, dude, you're not allowed here. You go now.
So
and
many
then
people are so hesitant, and they don't put that intention behind those words, and they say them. And another thing to remember is, I was just reading up on this after our last session, because I had some more interaction. You should say things 3 times.
Yes.
3 times. So, if you're going to say something, I want a golden shield to protect me around my aura. I want a golden shield to protect me around my aura. I want a golden shield to protect me around my aura.
And I would even challenge you to change the wording just a little bit.
Oh, I'm just using an example.
Yeah.
I mean, just for
yeah,
video
so
purposes.
change it to from want to intend. Or command. I love those words.
Yeah. I'm just, But whatever, but
set the intention.
It's not the intention. It doesn't, the wording is not as, the wording is important, not as much as the intention.
As the intention, correct.
So if you say totally want or need or intent, it's okay. Just do whatever.
Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Because if the wording doesn't feel natural, you're not gonna mean it.
No. No, I always, when I'm working with clients, I say, get your mom voice out. Yeah. And if you're not a mom, you know what it sounded like when your mom yelled at you, or your grandma yelled at you, or your dad yelled at you. So you're going to get that voice out, that authoritative voice that says, Susan Renee, you're in trouble. And that's the voice I prompt. It's my mom's voice coming through.
Mine would be, Roberta Sue!
Roberta Sue!
But then I usually ran, so... I'm out of here.
And that's what the spirits will do.
Yeah, we're out of here. Oh my God. So I think that's all I have. What do you have? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, just have fun.
Have fun this whole month. I mean, this is why we did this on October 1st. Is today the 1st or the 2nd?
Today's the 1st.
That's what I thought. Oh my God.
Have fun.
Have
go
fun
to the haunted houses. Go to the haunted spaces. Go to haunted tours. There are so many haunted tours, haunted houses, and you can have so much fun with them as long as you know that there's nothing that can hurt you unless you give it permission to.
Right, yeah. We around here, there's I think they still do the haunted Green Bay tours on that bus, the bus.
Yeah, that's
Door
fun.
County used to have a haunted trolley. I think they still do.
That was fun.
And they just take you to places where there is spiritual activity.
And they have some of these toys too.
Yes, they
depending
do.
on the place that you go.
Yeah.
So
we want to pop on, say have fun with October, dabble a little,
play,
get a pendulum and play, and
have fun.
see what you're going to get. But always protect yourself ahead of time. Purify the area, protect yourself, say protection prayers, set your intention, keep it simple with questions, and then always end, with saying goodbye, thanking them, and being very respectful.
Yeah, love you.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right.
I got the clicker to try and shut it off. You think it'll work this time?
If you guys have questions, you see this video, you got questions, put them below. We're going to put this out on YouTube, and it'll also be out on Facebook. So,
and we're happy to answer questions.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Take care.
Love you. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
We're testing. This is going to be one of our bloopers.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1.
I don't know what we're doing.
1. Test.
Okay.
Test. Just be goofy.
All right, we're going to stop this now. We just want to make sure that we could get both of us in the picture with everything. and just add some humor. Okay. It's flatter, and she's like, "Oh, it's so cute to do it a perm." And I'm like, "No," I said, "but this is like awful trying to grow it out." Like, I'm like, "What? If I cut it all off again, I'll be so mad at myself."
I just kind of went, screw it, a long time ago and let it grow. And you know, headbands are amazing.
Well, the longer I get, the more things I can do with it,
Yeah.
right? And I love headbands. I love scarves. You know
Yeah.
And I used to have it shoulder length, and just need to get it thick like that again. It's really tough, but we'll get there. All right. Are we recording it?
No, not yet.
Get
Wait,
all our-
are we? We are.
Are we recording?
It looks like it.
I think we are.
I think we are.
We're gonna leave
Wait.
the part in about the.
Can you tell? I can't see.
Spooky.
I mean, it's up there.
All right, I'm gonna go check. Watch it. We're doing this when it's not recording.
Oh my god.
It's recording.
It's recording.
Yeah. We'll take out the part about the hair, and then we'll leave it on. All right. Okay, did we stop it yet? No.
No.
Since you invited everyone in, they're like, "Well, we need to be there to protect her."
Exactly.
Oh, that was good. Loved it. Thank you, dear.
Woo! Loved it.
Yes, get that edited and get it out there, bloopers and all.
Oh my god, we're starting again.
Woo.
All right, can you shut it off now too?
Since you turned it on, you can shut it off.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if they shut it off. Watching you.
I'm watching you turn it off.
Off.
It's like, no, we want to hear what you got to say. All right, we're just going to manually shut it off.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird.
Oh my god, that is too funny.
Then you can fill me in on